Hello, and I'm back with you today. We're going to look back at the question of what kind of business that we start. The question that we always get asked that somebody brought up to me that we should be addressing in this video series. We said it's a three-part. We talked about the other day to go off, handy pen, get you a sheet of paper, answer the question, what do I love to do? Again, remember the criteria. Have no connection to money. It doesn't have to have a connection to money. It could be a total hobby, something that you don't think that's ever going to bring in any money, or has no connection to anything you do that's financially rewarding today. So if you've done this exercise, and you should have taken some time, you should have some paper, you should have filled out and maybe multiple pages of paper. You may have just a long list. I was looking for my list here, obviously. Yeah, so here's pages and pages of stuff that I've written out here, and I've got over here one that a friend of mine has done just recently. Now, the point of this exercise is again to drive you back to your passion, because the successful people in business, they don't go into business for anything except they're driven by passion, and the profits follow the passion. So this is an exploration in your passion. So that was step one. We promised you step 2 and 3. So this is step 2. Still involves this guy right here, the ink pen. Step 2, what you want to do is you want to take this list and pull it out of your paper. So if you got a notepad here, pull it out, set that list aside next to you, and get you a nice, clean pad of paper here. You're going to do it again. Now that's step 1. You've listed what you love doing, and one of the criteria is have no connection to money. So in this one gentleman's here, he likes snow skiing, he likes public speaking, he likes teaching. There's many other things, and I point those out in particular because they seem to be totally unrelated. Well, he also likes travel. So what you do now is you take these things and you start looking at your list, and you start thinking about how can I make money off of doing what I love, and you start writing it down and you brainstorm. Now let me give you the 2 cautions here. The first one is don't think about a career. This one over here where he's saying I love the snow ski. Don't think about how am I going to get a career as a professional snow skier. Forget that. How can you make $100, $1,000? How can you get somebody to pay you something for doing that? That's all you care about. Can you take what you love to do and generate some money? Forget jobs, forget job descriptions, forget companies, forget careers. How can you get somebody to turn loose for money from something you do? So in the snow skiing one here, he's got listed over here. He could be a ski instructor. He could write a blog on skiing and do advertising on his blog. He could write some ebooks on how to do ski. He could write some blog or ebooks. We've got both of those on favorite ski destinations. Maybe a blog or ebook. It looks like it's got some other information type products here on telling people, snow conditions. I'm not a snow skier, but snow conditions and the things like that. In other words, information to other people like him. It's something he loves to do, something he reads about, something he enjoys. So what he's just thinking here, what might I pay for? If I saw somebody that's charged me $20 for information on the best ski resorts, might I buy it? So that's the questions he's answering here. Again, not career. He's just saying, how can I take my ideas or the things I love and make a dollar off of them? And so what you're going to do now is you're going to just sit there and brainstorm. And you're going to look at each one of these things, and you're going to start writing things down. How can I make money off of this? I gave you the first caution. Don't worry about career. The second caution is don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't if one of your things is I could be a talk show host like Oprah Winfrey. Don't sit there and say, well, I can never do that. I mean, why limit yourself? This is your activity. Why would you limit yourself? You don't have to. You don't have to share this list with anyone. You don't have to. This is just a brainstorming exercise. This is one of the biggest failures of brainstorming is when people challenge the thought before. It's like before this ink hits this paper, they doubt it. Don't do it. Just write the stupid idea down. It can be the stupidest, craziest thing, and that's the fun of it. Nobody's going to grade you on this. But the point here is you're going to look at the things that are your loves and your passions, and now you're going to think about how do you start connecting them with making some money. Dan Miller, in his book No More, and he calls it No More Dreaded Mondays, I believe, but you can find it at the bookstore, No More Dreaded Mondays, talks about your career, your calling. I mean your calling, your career, and your job. Now, what most of us do in this society is we go get a job doing something because we went to high school, we learned how to do something, which was pass a test and get into college. We go to college and we learn how to do something, not really, but we got this little piece of paper that that earned us the right to go get a job and work for somebody else. So all we did was we went through these nice little steps somebody told us to do so we could go to somewhere else and go through these nice little steps somebody told us to do. We don't even think. We don't know how to think. College doesn't teach you how to think. I know. I teach it one. So what Dan's talking about here is your job is what we do. We do it backwards in this country. We should start with our calling, the things that we're put here to do, the things that we love to do, the passions on our heart. That was the first exercise. And then figure out how you take your calling and turn it into money. That was what we're talking about right now. Now we'll deal in how to take that to the next level and turn these ideas and sort through them and figure out which one of these should I try to make a buck off of. But this is simple. This is simple. People come back to me for sometimes years later and they still have this list and they're still working on it and they're still modifying it. But the point is to get you off of dead center. Don't be stuck in the mentality that I have to go out and earn a buck, paycheck to paycheck, living on someone else's control. You have things that you love to do. You can control your income. You may decide not to do that, but this exploration will take you to how to take what you do for a passion, what you're passionate about, and possible ways to make money doing it. So do this exercise, and we'll bring back, and we'll. Oh, the next thing is just it's a earth-shattering secret. When somebody first told me this, I was like, well, that's just greater than gold. It's just greater than gold. It absolutely 100% always works and opens up so many doors for you. Is the third part, and you'll just be shattered by my intelligence on this one. So try this second one. Take the list. Write down things, how you can make money off the things you love to do.